The darkness is calling me. I can't control these feelings. Sometimes I feel like I'm gonna explode. I'm slipping into darkness. Give me the strength to carry on. I can't control these feelings. I can't control these feelings. Give me the strength to carry on. The darkness is calling me.
Hello, you join me once again on a random dog walk with this one. We're about 2 miles in and I've been thinking and pondering and my brain's been mulling things over. I've tried several times in the last few days to do this, talk to camera, and I've really struggled. Not with the conversation, with the confidence. It's something that has been a maybe 35-year loop for me. Maybe it's just the way that my ADHD and how it, well, I don't know, I'm not sure what I'm trying to say, but I've made some breakthroughs with some of the projects that I'm currently working on, which has made me really happy. It's Gizmo's birthday today. Well, it's not his birthday, but it's his happy gotcha day. I've had him 11 years. I'm pretty sure in a previous upload I've spoken about when I got him and how we came across him. But he's been my rock. Yeah, he might be an anxious, scaredy whippet, but he's also my companion and I love him to pieces. I've had many pets in the past that have not really been mine. They've either been shared or family pets, and I've had a relationship and a bond with them that's been special. But my bond with that one down there, you can see it, is on a stomp today. Not sure if you can hear me because it's windy, and yes, I'm back on the phone because, as you can see, it's a bit, looks like there's some horrendous weather on the way in. It was raining earlier when we first started walking, but it cleared, hence, and the temperature's been up today. So I noticed last night that it was, I think the lowest it went down to was about 3 degrees, whereas the 2 nights previous, excuse me, the lowest temperature during the night was nearly -7. I think I've spoken in my waffles that I'll add to this video. I will try and make it into a story about the last 3 days rather than it being a big long video. There will be some snippets and bits and bobs. I filmed some B-roll and I'm getting back into doing my time lapses. I love doing time lapse just everyday things. It's something that you can look back at and see what's been achieved, if that makes sense. Or it makes sense in my weird brain. Gizmo's on a whoa mad zigzag sniff. Oh, I won't even do it, I can't do it. Anyway, my arm's starting to hurt, which I probably shouldn't say, but these are all things that people trying to do this struggle with. I don't have a fancy gimbal, and I'm not going to spend out for different things. I'm just going to use what I've got and see how it goes. But for now, my hand's cold, and I'll hopefully enjoy the next however long this upload is of my waffles. But until next time, consider dropping a comment if you've got anything that strikes a chord, or you want to ask me some questions, because I'd love some interactions. And if you're intrigued as to who I am, or you wonder things, ask me in the comments below, and also consider subscribing, because I'd really appreciate that. I'd love to know when people like my content. A lot of people seem to forget to do that. Even I myself follow channels and I don't even follow them. I watch them because they're suggested or they're in my feed. Anyway, right, I'm going to mooch off. Catch you later.
Control these feelings. Sometimes I feel like I'm gonna explode. I'm slipping into darkness. Give me the strength to carry on.
Hey, me again. I'm negotiating the preschool traffic, trying to... Oh, I'm going in totally the wrong direction. Let me turn around and do a U. This is not where I was headed. So yeah, I'm a bit all over the place today. I had a really interesting response to an email that I sent out a couple of weeks ago to a YouTuber with a concept that I'd had and an idea that I looked into and realised that it could work. So I kind of sent him a message and said, would he like to know more, and so on and so on. And I didn't hear anything. And then this morning when I checked my emails,
I can't control these feelings. Give me the strength to carry on. I can't control these feelings.
I tried a couple of times yesterday and several times today on this car journey, and I'm struggling with myself. I'm lacking confidence at the moment, and when I lack confidence, I struggle to think and I struggle to compose myself to be able to talk properly. I tried last night sitting on the sofa snuggled with Giz. I managed to put together what I think is quite a good video. I've been recording more time lapses because I really enjoy doing those. I like seeing a big progression of time in a small space of time. I'm also learning more about editing and how to create the stories of what I'm trying to tell, rather than me being so random. So the structure of this video is going to be slightly different. I've realised that I'm more comfortable maybe this will work, and if it does, let me know if you prefer this type of thing, because it seems like people like watching people talk when they're driving. Is it because of the things that are going on in the background, or is it because the person's... I don't know. But today I've got some missions to do, some bits and bobs. I'm going to nip into a shop that's recently opened and have a little wander around. I need to grab some more diesel for the diesel heater, because we're running it 24 hours a day at the moment. Living in my tiny home, or my touring caravan, or my mobile apartment, or however you want to call it. I have I use a diesel heater because gas creates moisture and condensation, and everything feels wet with gas. But with a diesel heater, it's so warm and it's dry heat, and it seems very reasonable in the context of how much it costs to run. At the moment I am running it 24 hours a day on its lowest setting, and maybe once or twice a day I'll put it up to its max and boost it through. But it's probably using about 1.5 litres to 2 litres of diesel every 24 hours. And that's keeping the caravan at a very comfortable 19, 20 degrees. Gizmo seems comfortable, he's not moaning and doesn't keep wanting attention or to be tucked under duvets or blankets. But the diesel heater's a lifesaver. If you don't have one in your caravan, or in your mobile home, or I want to clean my windows and my water's still frozen in my jets, so I've got smeary windows. If you've got a van life van, or a converted van, or you've got somewhere that gets cold, I'd suggest getting a diesel heater. I had one before. Then when I sold that caravan, I gave the guy the diesel heater to go with it, because I felt sorry for him. And then when I bought this caravan, I bought a new high salon diesel heater. People said that you shouldn't buy Chinese diesel heaters because they're unreliable and they break and you have problems. But personally, I've not had a problem at all. I think it cost about £100. And what I did was I chopped a hole in the air-blown systems, and the Truma air-blown systems got pipes that run all the way along the underside, and they're all sealed. And they pipe to different parts of the caravan, like the bathroom, the bedroom, and the lounge. And what I basically did was I cut a hole, I got all of the connectors, and I made a connection in, and then I piped the diesel heater into it. It's mounted outside, it's not noisy inside, and I can't hear the clicking of the fuel pump, because that drives people and me nuts. Oh, it is open. So this place is called Robin's, and it's like a random garden-y, centre-y type shop type place. They used to have a little shop in Nixon, and it closed, and they moved here. And I haven't been in, and I thought I'd come and have a look, have a little walk around. Maybe I'll take you guys in as well. But this conversation we'll leave here. I'll remind myself now to leave myself a note to continue about the diesel heater, and maybe I'll put some links, or if anyone wants any info about what I did. But it's probably the most economical and cheapest way of heating my tiny home. Right, I'm going to go into Robin's. I'm going to take the camera in, but I don't know if I'll film. I might film if I can, but later. See, this is very... This is why I don't understand myself. I've just been into Robin's and asked about these, and we had a conversation, and she said that there's a problem and there's a tank, and then we started chatting, and I said what I do. She was interested, so we've just had a 20-minute conversation about some AI solutions to problems that she's currently having within her business, and she was genuinely interested and was asking all of the right questions to make me comfortable. I didn't feel on edge and I didn't feel under pressure, so I think I was natural walking in a beanie and a gilet and a hoodie, but she said that she had they'd actually discussed it this morning, and it was quite funny how I'd wandered in and started talking about it, and she said she believes in coincidence and things like that, and she's handed me her card and she gave me her name and she said to drop her an email, and that she'd be in contact. So sometimes seizing a moment and acting upon it, or seeing a moment and acting upon it, and that was purely on the fly. I have no way of showing her my previous work or what I've built before. I have no way of thank you. I have nothing. I don't even have business cards because I haven't printed any business cards because I didn't feel like I needed them. So that's two pieces of quite good news today. I'm currently on my missions. I'm just nipping to local news agents to pick up a couple of essentials. So you're basically seeing my day today. I'll be hopping in and out of the car, and we'll have little chats and little rants. I've got my wallet. Okay. I do like that guy in there. I'd rather drive across the other side of the village to see him than go into the post office that's 5 minutes walk away from where home is. And she's a right grumpy, stuck up, moody, never smiles, never says hello, never says anything, and yet she'll see you on a dog walk and she'll blank you, and if she's walking with her husband and you see her and they're walking their dogs, they walk along with their noses in the air. Hang on, you only own the post office. I'm being friendly. I see you, well I would see you once or twice or 3 times a week if you were nice, but I'd rather drive all the way across here to go and get a smile and a hello and a how are you, just so I can buy my necessities and the bits I need. I keep saying I and and I'm very aware that I need to be confident in my mannerisms and tone, but it's still quite difficult. that. I'm going to talk about yesterday a little bit. It's bugging me. I procrastinated and memory crashed, or whatever you want to call it. I was exhausted. I couldn't focus. I couldn't work anything out. I didn't have a plan or an agenda. I kept flitting from one thing to another and ended up taking Giz for a walk quite late again, and it's been so cold, not just during the nights but during the days. It's been, I think today's it's currently -1 in my car, but I think outside it's a little bit milder than that. All of the snow that fell this morning and during the night has disappeared, and the sun's come out. Sorry, excuse my language. Oh, I used to work for you. You could have easily overtaken. Go on then. You're not supposed to do that. So I'm being blocked from overtaking by somebody that's not confident to overtake, and yet we're travelling at 15 miles an hour. And now I can't overtake because there's a van coming. Just dropped you mid-rant, going around the corner, trying to concentrate. See the sun's out, see that what is that? You're beautiful. It was a young juvenile pheasant with the silver lacing on the wings and stuff. Right, my engine management lights come on my car. Me and my friend took the car for a test drive, and it drove beautifully. It had only done, when I got it had only done 53,000 miles. No, it's my right of way. Thank you. Thank you, mate. It had only done 53,000 miles, and it had 3 or 4 previous owners. And thank you. I offered him £450 cash, and he accepted it. And me and my friend got in his car, and he followed me all the way back to home. And over the last 4 years, me and Bernie here, because she was named Bernie, me and Bernie have done, well, we've done 110,055 miles. So I've done 60k of miles. That's not too bad. about 10,000 a year or something like that. But me and Bernie have been all over the UK. We've been to Ireland, we've been all the way across Ireland and round Ireland. She's had a few little issues here and there. She failed her MOT on a couple of small little things that I hadn't noticed last year. And her MOT's due again soon, so I must check that out when I get home, if I remember. I will remember, because when I edit the video, it will remind me. Brilliant. See, that's ingenious. But the other thing that I'm going to do today is, once I've got all of my missions done and I've been to SWAT and found a couple of things that I need, and I also need to get some mixed corn and some treats for the chickens, because it's so cold. They need extra corn to keep them warm, because they eat the corn and it keeps them warm when it gets cold. So that's why we're going there. But later on today, I'm going to cook a chili con carne. It's one of my favourites. I've liked it for many years. I already explained it in a previous video. If you haven't seen that video, one of them, I think it was the banana loaf one or something like that, I talk about chili con carne. But I've probably got 5 top ultimate favourite foods, and the chili con carne is in that top 5. The other ones I'll keep. There's a lady with a little whippet like Gizmo. I think it's an Italian greyhound, actually. Let me show you. There you go, there she goes. So what was I saying? See, I've forgotten now. She distracted me with Italian greyhound. What was I saying? So distracted. Oh, once I've got all of my bits done, see, that's how my brain goes. I was already at the end of the conversation, and that's why I couldn't retract. So, thank you. So I'm going to cook chili con carne tonight. I'm going to try and cook it in a cookery style way. I'm going to create myself some notes so that I don't waffle too much, to create a recipe list so I can show a recipe. I really enjoyed it when I cooked the banana loaf the other day, even if the sound quality wasn't great, I still enjoyed the process of recording it and putting it up for you guys to see. Maybe you'll enjoy my little cooking snippets that I occasionally do, because it is one of those things that makes me who I am. I'm proud to know how to cook properly, and have an understanding of food. And yeah, it's definitely one of my feathers in my cap.
Their car. My goal is to find 3 or 4 strangers to let me take their car, sand the whole thing down, repaint it, and then surprise them with it after.
It's the same truck.
Who's that? Who's that? Oh. Now, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear this, but I used to do this on the lake at home. Used to do this on the lake at the farm. So I'm going to find you a stone without falling into a 300 foot. There's got to be one I can throw. Is there a small one? They're all massive stones. Wait, nearly slipped. This doesn't look very much on camera, but I'm sure you will hear it once I find a stone. I can't see. They're way too big. As you can see, the lake, beautifully crisp and flat, but it's frozen. I'm trying to find some stones so I can, without falling in, that I can launch so you can hear this fantastic noise. There's no stones that are of the right ilk. Gizmo, wait a minute, dude. Hang on. Might be a couple here. No, they're leaves. Somebody else has picked that one. There's no easy stones. This is not fair. You know, when you have ADHD, one of those moments where you have to follow through with what your brain has planned. That's too big. They're all too big. How can we find one that's... They're all far too big, or not the right shape, or just far, far, far too big. But do you ever have those moments where you want to do something? Oh, hello. Oh, we found one. In fact, there's an easier one there. No. Yes. Right. So, here's the stone. What I'm going to do is hopefully be able to hear this. Ready? I need to get my footing because I do not want to fall in. Ready. Absolutely amazing. I love that sound. I'll try and find another stone. See, now I've done that once. I want to hear it again. We're finding stones when it's getting dark on the side of a quarry. It's filled with water. I have no idea how deep this is. Oh. We'll send it anyway. Might break. Ready?
I can't control these feelings.
Fail.